to today's live training. This is Pratt. I want to welcome you to the Easy Money Live Show. We are live where we go live every single Friday to show you how to create opportunity out of thin air, to create more freedom in your life than ever before. So the Easy Money Live Show is for people who want more results out of business and life. And that's really what this show is all about. So I want to welcome you to today's show. Today's show is going to be action-packed, so I do have a lot to cover. I want to make sure you guys are prepared as people are climbing on. Make sure you have a pen and paper. Get ready to take some notes because, as always, with the Easy Money Show, we're not going to waste your time. I just want to get to the best of the best meat and potatoes to help you guys out there in your business. And so that's what today is all about. Now, as you guys are climbing on, I want to share something with you before we get into today's content. And it's this, is as an entrepreneur and as a salesperson, it's so important that we keep our mind sharp all the time, that we're always pouring into ourselves. We're always reading and listening to positive and messages that leave an impact that will help us. And so every day for me, for years, I have been just listening and watching, learning from the best because I got to start every day off on the right foot. I want to share that with you today. I want to share something with you. It's called the 7 decisions. I'm going to share with you one of the decisions out of the 7 decisions. And this is out of the book, The Traveler's Gift by Andy Andrews. If you haven't read the book, it's a phenomenal book. And in the book, he has several lessons that apply to all of you, to me, to anybody who wants better results in life and business. And I want to read this to you as you guys are climbing on. The first decision is the responsible decision. The buck stops here. From this moment forward, I will accept responsibility for my past. I understand that the beginning of wisdom is to accept the responsibility for my own problems, and that by accepting responsibility for my past, I free myself to move into a bigger, brighter future of my own choosing. Never again will I blame my parents, my spouse, my boss, or employees for my present situation. Neither my education or lack of one, my genetics, or the circumstantial ebb and flow of everyday life will affect my future in a negative way. If I allow myself to blame these uncontrollable forces for my lack of success, I will be forever caught in a web of the past. I will look forward. I will not let my history control my destiny. The buck stops here. I accept responsibility for my past. I am responsible for my success. I am where I am today, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and financially, because of the decisions that I have made. My decisions have always been governed by my thinking. Therefore, I am where I am today, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and financially, because of how I think. Today, I will begin the process of changing where I am, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and financially, by changing the way I think. My thoughts will be constructive, never destructive. My mind will live in the solutions of the future. It will not dwell in the problems of the past. I will seek the association of those who are working and striving to bring about positive changes in the world. I will never seek comfort by associating with those who have decided to be comfortable. When faced with the opportunity to make a decision, make one. I understand that God did not put me in the ability to always make right decisions. He did, however, put me in the ability to make a decision and make it right. The rise and fall of my emotional tide will not detour me from my course. When I make a decision, I will stand by it. My energy will go into making the decision. I will waste no time on second thoughts. My life will not be an apology. My life will be a statement. The buck stops here. I control my thoughts. I control my emotions. In the future, when I am tempted to ask the question, why me? I will immediately respond with, why not me? Challenges are a gift, an opportunity to learn. Problems are the common thread running through the lives of great men and women in times of adversity. I will not have a problem to deal with. I will have a choice to make. My thoughts will be clear. I will make the right choice. Adversity is preparation for greatness. I will accept the preparation. Why me? Why not me? I will be prepared for something great. I accept responsibility for my past. I control my thoughts. I control my emotions. I am responsible for my success. The buck stops here. I think after listening to that, you probably understand why I wanted to read that, because how important is that to long-term success in business is owning our success. You know, over the last 10 years, I've coached thousands and thousands of salespeople and entrepreneurs. And here's one thing that I want that a lot of people do that prevent them from succeeding. Here's what they do. They ask themselves the wrong questions. They ask why questions instead of how questions. Why me? Why did this turn out this way? Why does nothing ever work? Why is this so hard? Why do I not have a mentor? Why do I not know what to do? All these things to start asking yourself why. The problem with the why questions is they will put you on the couch, meaning they lead to the couch. They lead to depression. They lead to inaction. So train your mind and train yourself to start asking the how questions. Don't worry about the why. The why is going to happen if you do the how. How can I attract a mentor? How can I change my business? How can I get better results? How can I grow? The how questions are what will lead you to results. So stop asking the why questions, start asking the how questions, and remember that the buck stops here. That is my inspiration for today on the Easy Money Show. What great stuff there, huh? Totally true. So today's show is all about how to make anything happen with absolute certainty, meaning create the opportunity out of thin air and have absolute certainty that it will come to fruition. This is something I want to help you with. I'm going to help you how to do it. I'm going to give you some steps today on how literally you can make anything happen. So if you're not happy with the results you're getting, you're frustrated, you're stuck, this show is for you. Or if you are getting results and you're continuing to succeed, this show is going to help you even succeed bigger. If you follow these steps, you can make absolutely anything happen. And that's the first thing I want to talk about is believe that you can make anything happen. I know for me, farm boy from Missouri, I've experienced a lot in life. If I can do it, you can do it. But here's how you do it. And this is what you have to do. Number one, if you have a pen and paper, write this down. Remember that the Easy Money Live show is all content. Okay. So the first thing is to change anything, to create anything. Here's what you have to do. You have to see it, create it, and seize it. And what I mean by that is opportunity. So you have to be a different way, a better way, to see the opportunity, to see the pain in your business, the pain in your niche, the pain in the marketplace, and to be able to see the solution that would solve the problem. See, being able to see the opportunity is the biggest thing. A lot of people don't even look for opportunity. Today, I want you to start training your mind to look for opportunity every single day. Once you see the opportunity, you create it, meaning most opportunities that haven't been solved or pains that haven't been solved usually have to be created. And so create the opportunity. I'll give you an example. I know whenever I first started coaching and training salespeople, I created a product called Listing Boss. And the reason I created this product was because as a real estate agent, I was going to seminars, I was getting coaching, I was buying all the training, everything to help me grow. And I just didn't love any of it. I was like, man, there's not a step-by-step system. It doesn't exist. And I thought I could fix this problem. And so I went to work and created Listing Boss. Listing Boss was a solution, that the opportunity that I saw that would solve the pain. And it did. And so every time if you want to get to the next level, a surefire way to do it with certainty is if you can see an opportunity that nobody else sees, create the opportunity that is going to seize it. And so here's what I mean by that. Most people have an idea. They see the opportunity, but they don't ever do the work to go create it. They don't. And here's the thing that's missing. If you can train yourself to learn how to go do the work that solves the problem, it'll change everything. Like let's say in your business, let's say you don't have a marketing arsenal that's full of solutions that solve your prospect's pain. Let's say it doesn't exist. Well, you need to go create it. Well, when do you create it? Well, do it when the sun is down. Do it at night. Do it on the weekends. Work on the business, not in the business. And what I found is the time working on the business pays dividends. It pays so much compared to having to work in it. Now, yes, you have to work in it, but working on it is important. So what opportunity in your business right now do you see that you could seize? What comes to mind? I'll give you another example. Whenever I was first started in real estate, I was broke, wasn't getting results. And I'll never forget, I discovered a niche called the FSBOs, for sale by owners. And I discovered this niche and I realized that this was a gigantic opportunity because yes, there were people marketing to this niche, meaning they were calling them, they were sending marketing material. But I learned that after 2 weeks, nobody else was in contact with them. I learned that after 2 weeks, these people were just sitting there, nobody calling them, nobody marketing to them. And I saw the opportunity and I seized on it. And so I created a FSBO campaign that literally would bring in 30 listings every month. So what opportunities do you see and what can we create that would allow you to seize the opportunity? I know things come to mind. Right now, things are coming to mind. Oh, if I did this, I did that. That's right. Most of you know what the opportunity is, but here's the next part is you have to go create it. So here's what I want to encourage you to do. Go do the work. Go build it. Go create it out of thin air and go do the work, and you will be paid handsomely for years to come from the investment of that time. So that's number one is opportunity is you got to see it, you got to create it, and you have to seize it. I'm going to give you one more story before I move on. Whenever I sold my real estate business, I remember I wanted to go travel the country and be a speaker. I wanted to do seminars, and I didn't have a product to sell at the time. And you know, in the speaking business, you go broke selling books. You have to have products and courses and that type of thing. And so, at the time, I didn't have one. At the time, I was learning from several different coaches and mentors. And so what I did is I literally picked up the white pages it was actually the white pages online at the time. And I found the person that was a sales trainer. And I said, I want to sell your product. I love your product. I love your message. I love what you do. I do seminars. I'm going to be traveling around the country doing seminars over the next 2 years. I don't have a product to sell at this time. Can I sell your product? And I literally called 5 different people in the area he lived in with the same name because I didn't have his number. And I left voicemails on every one of those voice message machines. And I said, hey, this is Pratt. Look, I know that you're a trainer. I've been studying you. I love what you're doing. I have an idea to help you to sell more of these products. If you would give me a call, I want to run something by you. And that's literally the message that I left. But here's what happened. I saw the opportunity, but then I went and created it. How did I create it? I did the work and I went to them and put the opportunity in front of them. And here's what you'll learn. With most smart business people, salespeople, entrepreneurs, they love to say yes to an opportunity that comes to them. The problem is nobody ever brings opportunity to them. And so bring more opportunity to those people, because if you do, you're going to find that most of them will say yes. I've never been told no. Every one of them said yes. I was the first one to call that person and ask if I could travel the country and do seminars. I was the first person to call the FSBO niche and actually stay in contact for 90 days. So this is the first step in creating opportunity out of thin air, is you got to see it, create it, and seize it. All right. Number 2, moving on down the list. Everything you want is on the other side of fear. Now, why is that number 2? Well, because number 2 will stop people from number 1. Number 2 will prevent people from seeking the opportunity. So fear is something that we've got to own. I want you to think of fear like this. Fear is not real. It's false evidence appearing real. It's make-believe. It's the story you tell yourself to make yourself feel better. When you learn and you you think of fear that way, it eliminates fear. So was I terrified to go on the road? I was terrified, but I didn't think about the fear, because here's why. I know it's not real. I know fear is something that I should only be scared of if I'm not taking the actions in the now that will determine my success in the future. You see, most people are scared and they're fearful because they know they're not doing what they need to do now. So they're not focused on their actions, they're focused on the outcome. If you want to get over your fear consistently and make easy money, make money making easy all the time, and not let your fear stop you, here's what you do. You don't worry about the outcome. You worry about the action. So write it down. Action-oriented, not outcome-oriented. Why? Because who cares what the outcome is? I mean, really, who cares what happens as long as I do everything that I can do to seize the opportunity? If I do what I do every day and I work on the right things, the end result is going to be good. If I don't work on the right things and I'm not doing the things I need to do, I'm going to make excuses of why I should be scared in the future. So manage and own your fear. Now, here's the thing. Everybody has fear. It's just some people manage their fear better than others. A lot of you are letting your fear stop you. And I want to tell you something to help you with this. I get it. It's a process. I mean, I've had to go to work on myself more than I've had to go to work on anybody. I've had to go manage my fear, get better, improve confidence, mindset, all those things. But what I've learned is usually I know what is stopping me from getting to the next level. Usually that one thing that will take me to the next level is the one thing that I am most scared of. And if I do the one thing that I'm most scared of, I know that I will get what I want, because everything you want is on the other side of fear. Always remember that. Don't be scared. Here's the deal. I'm willing to lose it all to get to the next level. What do I mean by that? I'm not so tied to where I am now with the outcome or anything to stop me from be comfortable to getting to where I'm going to go. And in doing that, we have to eliminate fear. And I want to encourage all of you to do more of that, to be fearless. I believe fear is the devil himself preventing you from achieving your destiny. It's him saying, no, you can't. You're not good enough. You don't have the skills. You don't know what you're doing. You don't have the network. You don't have the market. You don't have this. You don't have that. All of that comes from Satan himself. Okay. That's how I believe, because as long as I'm following my purpose with passion, there's nothing to be scared of. So remember, everything you want is on the other side of fear. Number three. Now, this is the third way to make anything happen. And obviously, you can't make anything happen if you're letting your fear stop you. Obviously, you can't make anything happen if you don't see the opportunity that you're trying to make happen. But this next thing is important, and that is you must become the expert, meaning you've got to master the skills. So in any business in today's world, they are screaming, the marketplace is saying, I need an expert. I have all the information I want. I want to work with the undisputed, the expert that's going to help me navigate these waters. So in today's world, if you're in sales, here's what I mean by becoming the expert and mastering your skills, is you have to know your stuff. So if you're new, you don't know your stuff. Here's my advice. Fake it till you make it, but you got to make it, because you can't fake it for long. Fake it till you make it, but you got to make it, because you can't fake it for long. At some point, you need to come out to where you are seen as the expert. And the only way that happens if you actually have the skills to back it up. Well, how do you develop the skills to be the expert? Think about this. Let me give you a quick story. I remember when I was selling real estate, I was with Keller Williams Realty at the time. They were the number one real estate company in the world. And I remember my mentor, one of the mentors I had, the convention finished, and he goes, hey, do you want to fly to Colorado and come spend some time with me at my log cabin and spend a couple days masterminding? Well, it was a $5 million log cabin. We were going to take his private jet there. And the guy is brilliant. Of course I said yes, right? Of course I did. Here's the funny thing. He asked 10 other people and they all said no. I was the only one that said yes. Why? Why would I not? And so he goes, all right, I'm going to pick you up out this door in a limo. Just jump in and we're going to head to the airport. Before we go to the airport, we got to go pick up Mark. I'm like, well, who's Mark? Like Mark Willis, the CEO of Keller Williams at the time. And Mark just got off stage. He just finished his final keynote presentation of the conference. He walks down the stairs to the backstage. He goes through the back door. I see him walking up to our limo. He opens the door, gets in. And I remember thinking at that moment, what the hell did I do to be put in this limo in this place right now? Like this is an amazing place to be. And I remember how I felt in that moment, of how I felt that I deserved a seat at that table because I did the work. I developed the skills to be in that limo at the time, which is another lesson for another day. But what happened was my mentor said, hey, Mark, this is Haas. He's a newer agent. He's absolutely crushing. He's listing tons of homes. This guy's he's a superstar. And he said, what is your advice to Haas? And Mark didn't even bat an eye. He looked at me and he said, Haas, he goes, what's your personality? I said, well, I'm a D personality. He goes, okay, here's my advice. Stick to it. He said, you're going to get bored. You're going to think that there's other things that you need to be doing with your time. You're going to look for reasons to not do the things that you need to do. And you're always going to be looking for the next shiny object, the next pill. That's the downfall of a D personality. He said, stick to it. Don't worry about the outcome. Worry about the action. Whatever it is you do, master. So if you get bored and you think you should be doing something else, eliminate that thought. There's nothing that you should be doing other than that one thing. If you think that there's something better on the other side, the grass is greener, eliminate that thought, because you're in the exact place that you need to be, doing the exact actions that are going to take you to the next level. Stick to it. If you stick to it and you do what it takes every day, he said in 10 years, you're going to develop, you're going to be a byproduct of all that hard work and the skills that you developed, where you are going to be a force to be reckoned with. If you waste these 10 years and you're just jumping around to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing, not mastering any skills, you're going to be in the exact same place you are today in 10 years. And he gave me that advice, and I never forgot it. And I did exactly what he said. And I thought about that piece of advice every day of my life, still to this day. When I get bored, stick to it. Do it. Why? Because here's why. You've got to become a skillionaire before you can become a millionaire. And if we're going to become the expert and we're going to master our skills, then we need to have the pig-headed discipline to put ourselves in the place that we're willing to do it more than anybody, earlier than anybody, later than anybody. And that one thing is an important component if we're going to create opportunity out of thin air and make anything happen. You see, Mark knew what would be my downfall. If I wasn't focused, I wasn't developing skills, and I didn't have the right mindset, I wouldn't be where I am today. And so in your business, are you sticking to it? Are you doing the things that you need to do consistently every day that are building the skills that are going to lead you to master those skills, that will lead you to become the expert in your niche? Because when you're the expert in your niche and you see an opportunity that you can create and solve, and you go into it with the right mindset, where you're not letting your fear stop you, this is how you can make anything happen. If any of these components are missing, then there will be uncertainty. There's something going to be stopping you. So don't let your fear stop you. Don't let lack of seeing an opportunity stop you. And don't let your lack of skills stop you from creating opportunity out of thin air, dominating your niche, and being able to make anything happen at any time with absolute, complete certainty. And that is today's Facebook Live show, Easy Money. Now, here's the deal. I'm writing a book called Easy Money right now. It's Easy Money, How to Create Opportunity Out of Thin Air and Dominate Your Niche. I am so pumped with this book. We on the heels of Listing Boss, which was a #1 international bestseller. People absolutely love this book. I know they're going to love Easy Money just as much or more. So if you want to get a copy of the book, you want to be notified as soon as we release, you can go to easymoneysales.com. That's easymoneysales.com. Sign up. I'll send you notifications. You'll be notified whenever we launch. So that concludes the second episode of Easy Money. I'm Haas Pratt. Listen, let's go out there. Let's create opportunity out of thin air, dominate our niche, and be willing to do whatever it takes to get to that next level. Thank you guys for joining me. Go out there and make big things happen. Take care.